taking that bronze. They have been good throughout with that one loss in the quarterfinals, in the semi-finals. But they have put up their hands, played well. And with that, we prepare ourselves for the finals of the Safari Sevens.
On your screen there, Susan, a really gutsy player from Uganda, women's sevens, both in attack and defense. Susan Adom.
The first finals.
The kickoff here is Sinaida on the ball for Kenya, Lioness. I think this will be an interesting one, Elijah. What do you think? It came close when they played in the early stages.
Yeah, that derby that happened yesterday, Kenya Lionesses versus Uganda. Kenya Lionesses piping Uganda to that one, proving that was a 17-5 win to the Kenya Lionesses.
It's a maul. The referee says the Ugandan player had come in earlier, even though she ended up alone, isolated. So it's Kenya put in.
So that spillover in the ball leading to the scrum, put in from Edith Nariaka. Snyder with ball, dummy, not dummy really, just loops around Janet Akelo to speedster Frasha straightening and going through that gap, attracting 2-3 defenders from Uganda. They have to recycle this one quickly. They do so. They have numbers out wide, but Edith Nariaka, very pacey, steps into that gap, then steps off the drifting defender. And Edith Nariaka, very deadly with her raw pace, goes over to score. First try for the Kenya Lionesses.
It was a bit of a gamble there for Edith because there was numbers on the outside, but because the defense was jagged, yes, which created a lateral space, so she stepped off her left foot, and the catch-up defender just couldn't get hold of her. She had to do some work there as well for the defend. She understands how to score tries, this lady, Edith Nariaka. Watch this. Yeah, she did a question. There's a bit of a lateral space, so she stepped off her left foot, and Lydia, I think, Namagala. Juliet.
Yeah, just
Nandaula.
Got the step from Nariaka there.
Oh, now that's got to go up to the full now. Steps back in.
So successful conversion there we saw from Snyder Mokaya, gives Kenya Lionesses the lead 7-0. And with ball in hand, that ball was knocked into touch for the restart. Nandaula Juliet throws it in and they recover and shift it out wide to their left. coming back on a training ground move, trying to manufacture space out there. They get the space, Comfort does, but Frasha arrives quickly to snuff that opportunity. And they still play around the fringes, using the boot now to get some territory. And it's a good kick because it goes right into Kenya's 22, but it's dangerous for them because Ariaka, just having scored the other one, is a good player on the loose plays. Uganda coming in and jackling well. Yeah. That was a good jackal.
It was Lydia Namabiro. They call for a scrum. Remember, this is what they did to Costa Blanca in terms of defense. I thought Chajira had made the right decision to go to her right there. But I wouldn't, to be fair, it was a good jackal there. Because asking Nariaka to clear that track.
Yeah, that was a tall order.
Maybe just asking for too much.
Waiting to put that ball in for Uganda. Nandaula Juliet puts it in and dashes out to the shorter side, offloads after attracting Frasha in. Frasha beat in, and there's space out wide for Uganda to hit back on this one, pinning her ears. Then good defensive play there, causing her to spill the ball.
Is that Nariaka?
Yes, Nariaka comes back, uses her pace to reel in the attacking defender there. Nice bit of play. This is where pace really helps you.
It does, you know, there's no...
Looks like a sure try.
But look at that Nariaka, look at that. And Max tried to smack the ball, and I think it was Juliet who's trying to bring back in.
No, Angaika Comfort.
Now look at her. What do they do here? Do they exit here with a kick? Or do they trust their skills here?
They should kick, if you ask me. Uganda have demonstrated, yeah, and that's the option. Uganda have demonstrated a very good defensive side in that semi-final win against the defending champions, Costa Blanca. Now the chase is as good as the kick is as good as the chase, and in this one, almost guilty of sealing off.
Yeah, looks like sealing.
Then it's a fair contest now because coming round.
The Kenyan players are just watching. They need these now they realize that is a ball.
That pass not going to hand. There's pressure all over for Kenya. But referee allowing play, fair contest on the ground there from both sides. And the penalties awarded to Kenya. I'm sure Snyder Mokaya will put this to good play away from their territory, not wanting to risk what befell Costa Blanca. Wow. That was pretty careless kick, if you ask me. Too casual.
She wouldn't want to see that again.
Never went high, never cleared the first person. And that kick rarely happens for a normal kicker. But Uganda good to it. Quick tap and go, not waiting around. Calling the referee to call that 10 meters against Kenya Lionesses. They go, no communication there in defense, looking for the inside runners. Nice bit of play between Nandaula Juliet and Angaika Comfort, and they go over and reply. Comfort Angaika with that try. It's a delayed try for her. She had an attempt the other side, Nariaka reeled her in, but this one wasn't stopping her.
Correct, there's a bit of a double pump there on the inside. And I think, I don't know whether it was Adina Muguni who just went out. She was concerned to defend the outside player. Maybe should have sort of stayed tucked in a little bit. But come on, that's the reality of seven sometimes. She trusted the inside defender, who catch up defender. Look at that, just a bit of show and go there by, I think it was Juliet Nandaula. And then back in here to Comfort Angaika. Simple try in the end. Well balanced here between these two teams. But Kenya just lead this one by 7 points to 5. Deep kick, Chajira taps it back to Snyder. Snyder under real pressure. Remember, Uganda have done this to Costa Blanca. Kenya Lioness may want to play in this zone. Again, lots of pressure, just push a transfer. But they are deemed to have been offside. Really lucky here, Kenya Lioness. They're playing in their zone here, Kenya. They're comfortable with their skills. As you see, a good carry there by Irene Namguni. Offload, quick hands to Freshia. Freshia under pressure here from, it's a turnover. Well done here by The Uganda defense, Nabagala, Grace, and then they play quickly here. Grace, Nabagala. This is exactly the script they did against Costa Blanca. In case the Kenyan contingent are not aware, Uganda beat Costa Blanca by defending 7 in the 22 zone here for Costa Blanca in the semi-finals, and they do the same thing, same treatment here to Kenya Lioness.
Yeah, Kenya Lioness is not reading the script from the earlier match, how Uganda got themselves into the finals, and Uganda backing up their strong words before this tournament. They are coming for the women's title, and they are showing that they have a template and a plan that works. As we go into the halftime, Uganda hitting Kenya with 2 unanswered tries, getting themselves in firm control of this match. 10-7. Yeah, a lot of fans on your screen there. They have booked their tickets. They have made it to the stadium to watch the knockouts, day 3 of this 27th edition of Safari Sevens, and they are being entertained by the bevy of international teams that have been invited here. This is the final of the women's category. Second half, kicking us off is Uganda, who are leading 10-7 against Kenya Lionesses. This is a tough one. Next 7 minutes, critical for the new champion after Costa Blanca lost an opportunity to defend their title. Knocking on the ball and turning over possession to Uganda, who are very good at defense and defensive pressure, especially around your dangers, the red zone.
I'm not sure what that's the call. The referee claims he got it from the side here. I think the AR again. Not sure about the communication. The AR, remember, is the Burundian referee. Says, I think Amukuni lost the ball when she went to contact. Oh,
yeah, Nandaula Juliet puts her colleague into space there, teammate, but knocks it on, and it's a turnover. Fresher just patrolling that side, looking for spaces, looking for an opportunity there. Needs to be very careful, needs to be clinical with ball in hand because the advantage is over. Snyder coming in, and she needs support. They need to ensure that they protect that rack, and they do so. Now they shift it out to their left. Coming in on a short line, carrying it well. Naomi Amguni goes into contact. Gets some few meters out of their red zone. Kenya doing well to protect ball, then spilling it. However, there was an offside. Number 15 called offside at Kelotina.
I think they are lucky. Kenya Lioness there. Janet, just a kick. She's pretty quick.
She has the pace. This one has to be well controlled, otherwise it will be a turnover and a penalty. Yeah, this has to be a quick tap and go. They are not 10 meters, so that's a yellow card. But it's not double jeopardy because Janet gets to score. Just risking a yellow card there, then pulling out of the tackle.
Yes, I think she had to pull out and just see that try.
Yeah, she had
Otherwise,
to.
it would have been 7-pointer.
Yeah, and still a try.
And yes, the penalty try end of the yellow card. She took the risk here. They have to convert this still to just sort of go away a little bit.
Yeah, gives them themselves a breather. Only 2 points separating them after this try. Snyder Mokaya succeeds to convert that one. Still within a try for Uganda, but this one is evenly matched. This one is evenly matched between the two neighbors here. Tap and go there. Referee was very clear. Good compliance there from
Agnes Nakuya.
Yes.
As we see substitutions there, Faith Livoy coming in, Christabel Lindo going out, Sheila Jajira also leaving, and in comes Murutu as well, the Kenya Harlequins international, former Nakuru RFC player, Murutu Morin.
They're trying to go for the jackal, but the referee very clear. Leave it. The rack had already been formed. Then taking off to the right side, carrying it well. Frasha putting in the tackle finally, and then Uganda being able to.
There's a lot of Kenyan players offside here.
Being able to protect that ball. Then they take it back to the shorter side, straightening through the gap, looking for an offload, but it goes into Faith Livoy, who was tracking back in defense. Kenya turn it over. Look to go the shorter side. Snyder puts it into the backyard, and it's a foot race trying to get there. Nandaula Juliet, Frasha just watching her keenly. Doesn't put in the tackle. Ball is shifted out to Nabagala Grace. Nabagala Grace in trouble here. That is 3v2. If they can contest that one, it looks like a seal.
Yes.
The ball is not out to the rack. It's here.
Referee clear that was a rack and the ball wasn't out, so Frasha not allowed to contest it.
There's still time here for Uganda. They're a decent side. They've shown that through the tournament. Very resilient, this team. And they don't look panicked here.
Yeah, they're not flustered really.
Yeah, they're playing really tactical here as we see the substitution. Juliet Nandawola just coming out. In comes Fazira Namkwaya. A couple of substitutions here. There's a player just needing attention there from Uganda. There's a player Uganda there just looks like she needs some assistance, and then this immediate call for substitution.
Yeah, it's been a long tournament for all teams. This is the very last match, and a lot of teams just struggling to get past this final match. But the motivation is there, up for grabs. Is the 2025 Safari Sevens women's category trophy.
Yes, next year's tournament date confirmed. 9th to 11th of October 2026. As we see the first substitution here for Uganda. In comes Amoli Lona. And there has to be some adjustment here for Uganda. Tina Kelo goes to second receiver or center.
Yeah, finally we get to restart this match after medical break. Big shove there from Kenya Lionesses, but still Uganda survived that one. Now ball out, trying to get to their speedster, but it's well marshaled. That is a dangerous play from Frasha.
That is a yellow card.
Oh, that she will not survive a yellow in that one.
Kenya Lioness will play with 6 players for the rest of the game. I think this could be
the opening that Uganda needed.
Correct. And
1.5 minutes is a lot of time.
Point. I think it's more than 1.5. They are just about, especially with the stoppages.
Yeah, just a rush of blood really going for that tackle. It was a really dangerous one. We know the neck area has no supporting skeleton really, so if you tag on a player's head like that, you really risk a serious injury.
Unfortunately for Russia, there's a bit of hair riding at the back of the shot there. I think she was trying to grab a shot, but there's enough hair there for you to say that was a high tackle.
So heavy workload now for Kenya Lionesses, playing 6 against 7. They have to support one another here. Knocking it on. Adong Susan. Oh my. I think she had lined up bumping hit on Edith Nariaka.
She's had a wonderful tournament. The Uganda Queens player.
Kenya need just to survive the next 30 seconds. And they will lift this trophy.
Look at that nice wraparound. Susan just taking her eye off the ball. She's upset with herself there.
5 meters there.
In all fairness, Edith Nariaka already was at the scene. It had to take an almighty bump for you to get Edith Nariaka out. Snyder using the right approach, just putting it back into Uganda's territory. Then the chase has to be good. Nariaka applying herself well. Really used 12. Faith Livoy is to put this down and attempt a jackal. Referee warns her. They have to keep watching.
There goes the buzzer.
There goes the buzzer. So any mistake here from Uganda,
Nariaka has to help.
they will be in trouble. And there it is. Referee says it went behind. Then finally it was a knock on there. And Namabiro Lydia knocking it on. And with that, Kenya Lionesses lift the 2025 Safari Sevens women's category, playing the last 1.5 minutes with 6. But they did well to survive that one, Oscar.
I think that is unlucky for Uganda. There are 2 bites at the sherry here in the last play because they gave away possession, then got it back. But unfortunately, were unable to execute. And in the end, the enforced errors just getting the best of Uganda. As we see the delight here from Kenya Lioness. Fantastic pictures here from the 2 teams. Maureen Mrutu on the picture there. Faith Livoy just in the background.
Yeah, repeating what they did yesterday against their neighbors. Kenya Lionesses beating the Uganda ladies for the 2nd time in a row in this tournament. It was all a mental affair, really.
It was, and they are very confident, this Uganda women's team, when they came to Super Sevens. They felt confident in their preparations for this tournament, and I think they've done themselves some good